Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fantasy winners and losers, welcome back to the long-awaited, much maligned, often incorrect, East Auckland Fantasy League podcast. It has been a hot minute since we have been here. I, your host, Texas Hold'em, alongside my one and only co-commissioner and co-host, Kane Weber. How are we doing, Kano?
Yeah, g'day, mate. Doing very well. Been a great season. Very strange season. Had its ups and downs. I had mostly downs, but congratulations for getting into the finals. We have a good top six. Let's see who wins this thing.
Yeah, it has been quite the season, quite the NFL season, let alone the fantasy season. Yeah, the top dogs. I mean, Kane, you're normally a top dog, normally playoff bound, but this year just didn't quite make it. Unfortunately, you banked your season on the Ravens, and they did not perform.
Dude, that was a strange one, eh? Just
I mean,
no dice.
the Ravens in general 1-6. Was they 1-6, 1-5 to start the
Yeah,
year?
Lamar was like quarterback one last year, and he was like not even inside the top 10 this year.
And then we all remember week one, that Ravens Bills game, where it was like, okay, the Ravens are back, Lamar Jackson is dominating, Derrick Henry is dominating, Kane's going to dominate the season. And then just this constant downslide into oblivion. Meanwhile, for me personally, I have been convinced all season that I have one of the most fickle, most fragile teams in the league. I was constantly top one or two in the power rankings. I did not believe it. I did not trust it. And yet, I went on a 7-game winning streak to claim the number one seed and clinch the number one seed by week 12.
I'm so happy for you.
I've had 3 weeks of meaningless fantasy football to just sit and watch the rest of the league fight it out, and it's
I'm
been.
just I'm just so happy for you, Sam.
Thank you, Kane. I really
Look at
appreciate
all
that.
this happiness on my face.
Are you starting to become a gracious loser?
I want you to win against Sharma this week, but I
I
also want the Rams to lose this week.
well,
Let me just get that clear.
I think my hopes and dreams are going to be tied. No, well, they won't. They're not entirely tied to the Rams. I didn't tie my entire fortune to one team. I do have quite a spread. But yes, I obviously hope I win against Sharma this week as well. I was between you and me, between us girls, I was hoping that Kenny G was going to get the job done and give Tim a Monday night miracle. And it was so close. Tim actually had the lead for about 3 minutes of game time. And then DK Metcalf scored a 29-yard touchdown, and it was all over from there.
Ugh,
Um,
heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking indeed. So yeah, it has been quite the week. I said in the group chat earlier today, is Tim going to have the Monday Night Miracle? Are the top 4 scorers from this week going to be our semi-finalists? My guesses were no and yes to those questions, and my guesses were correct. What a week one of the playoffs it's been for fantasy purposes. A little stat I want to throw out here. I did some number crunching, and I find this really interesting. This week, I thought, just observing this week, it felt like a high-scoring week. I mean, we started the week with Kyle Pitts and his career game of 41.5, the most points ever put up by a tight end in fantasy football in history, apparently. And that was wild. Bijan Robinson scored 25 in that game. Kirk Cousins scored 27 in that game. No one started Kirk Cousins, obviously, but
Imagine if you drafted Kyle Pitts like I told you to.
oh yeah, to hold on to him for the 140-point game in week 15. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just like you predicted.
Just like I predicted.
So this week 15, the first week of our fantasy playoffs, since we have adopted the 3-week playoff format back in the 2017 season, this week was the highest scoring week of any season in our league's history. The average score was 10 points higher than any previous season, or than the next highest scoring week 15. This week, the average score was 112, including the 2 teams that were on bye. and the next highest was 102 back in 2022 and 2019. 10 points a game. That's 140 fantasy points scored over the league in 1 week, which is nuts for the first week of the playoffs. So lots of points, lots of talking points as well. It was a sad week for our now former champion, Dallas Faititi.
Yeah, just got fucked up by Trevor Lawrence. And that's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately.
That is the way the cookie crumbles. I think I can actually look at Fantasy Cast at the moment. I can. There we go. Oh, nice. And it actually fits perfectly in the window. Well, almost perfectly. There you go. We'll do that so we get a little bit. There we go. So, yeah, obviously our quite the interesting into the regular season. So we had our top 2 seeds, or myself, 11-3, and then a 3-way tie at was it 9-5? Yeah, 3-way tie at 9-5 between Dallas, Sharma, and Michael. Michael took the points for tiebreaker, so he got the bye. Didn't need it because he absolutely blasted everyone out the water this week. But yeah, Dallas would have wished he got that bye because unfortunately the only one of the playoff contenders this week to not score 100 points, which is a bummer, really.
It's going to be gut-wrenching if you make it all the way in in the preliminary. I feel you, Dallas. Better luck next year.
There's only so much you can do. You play the game, you have the guys, you make the starts. I mean, nothing that Dallas could have done. At least, we have the consolation that nothing that he could have done could have saved his season. I mean, Justin Jefferson has... I thought it was a late pivot to Justin Jefferson from Rico Dowdle because he felt like he needed the ceiling. And I look, if I influenced you in that decision, Dallas, I'm sorry. It didn't matter because Rico only scored 10.5 points anyway. But a couple of disappointing performances from some of his biggest players when he needed them most.
Better luck next year, Dallas.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, Justin Jefferson.
Were you giving him advice before the game?
Oh wow! After Trevor Lawrence dropped 40 burger on him, I was kind of like, meh. I would personally go with the upside of Justin Jefferson, especially against the Dallas defense. Like you need to boom, and Justin Jefferson has a higher chance of booming than Rico Dowdle does. It didn't matter. Neither of them boomed. But that's been the season for Justin Jefferson. It's been really disappointing with J.J. McCarthy, Mark Andrews.
That's weird because he looked good even without. He looked good with any other quarterback, just not J.J.
Yeah, with Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't look good with Max Brosma.
Even with Sam Darnold, he was like dynamite.
Oh yeah, I mean, prior to the season, everyone thought that Justin Jefferson was quarterback proof, and then
it was just that Sam Darnold was pretty good.
Turns out Sam Darnold's actually kind of good. So, but yeah, Dylan got what he needed. I mean, Trevor Lawrence with again another career game, 46 points, 5 passing and 1 rushing touchdown against the Jets. Just like matchup heaven. That one, Nico Collins with 21 points. The Bears defense just demolished Cleveland. When your defense scores 22 points and your kicker scores, you get 35 points between your defense and your kicker, you're normally in for a good time. So, solid run from Dylan. Second highest score in the league this week at 138.5. I've been chatting with Michael, our other finalist, and he was very excited to be playing Dylan instead of Dallas next week. So he's a little bit happy about that.
Good piece of tea there.
Yeah.
Who's Trevor Lawrence playing next week? Let me just have a look.
I think Trevor Lawrence is playing the Broncos next week.
Whoa.
I think
he is playing the Broncos next week at Broncos.
I think Dylan is going to start CJ Stroud next week and not Trevor Lawrence.
He doesn't have CJ Stroud.
Yeah, he does. Oh, he has Jacoby Brissett. Sorry, Jacoby Brissett. Someone else has CJ. One of the other contenders has CJ Stroud.
Atlanta.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett against Atlanta. Give me that all day. Give me that all day long. Jacoby, I think, is still not finished outside the top 12 in quarterbacks since starting. And Arizona have the ultimate fantasy football cheat code right now. They get behind real early, and they have to play catch up from halfway through the second quarter.
And that's why it's useful to have their tight end,
Oh my
who they throw to a lot.
God, Trey McBride is fucking ridiculous. So
There's never more than like one or two tight ends. There's just got to be one or two.
no,
There can't be
exactly.
a mixture.
I was listening to another podcast, and Trey McBride has something like he's something like I don't know. He's almost like 5 points per game clear of the tight end two on the season. Oh, no, I think it's 6 points per game ahead of the tight end two on the season, which is just like an entire touch. You get a free touchdown per week over any other tight end by having Trey McBride.
Dude, it's one way to win a 40-man league, is just to have an outrageous advantage at tight end.
Yeah, positional advantage really, really does go a long way. It seems. I mean, yeah, I hate Jalen Hurts. He has been really good as a quarterback in fantasy because he has that positional advantage. I hate watching him. I hate following him, but he gets the job done.
Got you to a semi.
Got me into the semis.
When was the last time you were in a semi, Sam?
2017.
Whew,
Yeah.
that's a while ago.
Last time I won the championship was the last time I even made, I think I've made the playoffs once, and that was when I got bounced out by you for starting Sony Michel over Terry McLaurin.
Great piece of chat this time.
Yeah, that was you won that year. I started Terry McLaurin, I probably would have won, but I started Sony Michel, and you won. So is what I had to say to that.
Mind games. I hope you win this week. Just want to reiterate that.
Thanks, man. We'll get into the previews a little bit later on. But let's look at our second semi-final matchup, which was Tim, who... Okay, Tim, if you're listening, are you alive? Are you like, what are you... I love Tim's bench. Unfortunately, had Tim started Jared Goff over Dak Prescott, then we're talking a different story right now. Because Jared Goff went off against the Rams, and Dak Prescott went Dak Press not, and only scored 9 points, which is unfortunate.
What do you think? I don't think he would have. I don't think he would have won.
No. If he starts Jared Goff has 26, Dak Prescott has 9, and he lost by 7.
Oh.
Yeah, if Jared Goff is in his QB, then Tim wins.
Oh, just little decisions like that in the finals, shit.
Sit decisions.
Sit decisions.
I like Tim's bench. He has Brandon Ayuk, who hasn't played all season and just doesn't exist as a football player anymore. The Cardinals' defense, don't know why they're there. J.K. Dobbins and Tyreek Hill both on IR, maybe holders keepers, and then picked up P. Rivers to sit on his bench. I find
Dude, Sharma's looking dangerous for the finals,
Sharma has CJ Stroud. That's right. He lost Patrick Mahomes, sadly, to a torn ACL, but he has CJ Stroud on his bench. So, yeah, so this is... I mentioned I would have much rather faced Tim than Sharma next week in the semifinals. When you look at your roster and it has the matchups, and the matchups are either red or green based on whether they're bad or good matchups?
Sharma's is looking very green.
Sharma's are all green.
All green.
Oh, there's like 7 out of 9 or 6 out of 9 that are green, and Tim has like 6 out of 9 red.
Oh.
So yeah.
What about next week?
Well, that's I'm talking about next week.
All right.
Yeah, no. When I face Sharma, or Sharma has a bunch of Saquon Barkley at Washington, Devontae Smith at Washington, DK Metcalf. No, DK Metcalf has a bad matchup, I think. Does he?
Dude, it's such a pivotal weekend for you, both for the Rams and in fantasy.
Yes, very much so. But yeah, Sharma is, Saquon Barkley getting hot. The Chicago offense running really hot. And when they're getting cold, these running backs are getting a lot of work. So Swift, Barkley will get more work. Metcalf managed to put up a touchdown. Kittle was doing Kittle things. Tim, to his credit, had a really good week. I mean, ETN with 3 receiving touchdowns. Kenny Gainwell nearly got it done. I just needed one Kenneth Gainwell touchdown. And then they ran a Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith got a 14-yard rushing touchdown. So,
what a player.
Yeah. But, I mean, he lost by 7 with a duck from his kicker. And that's really unfortunate for the Bengals to play at home against Baltimore with their season on the line and get shut out. Like, that's embarrassing if you're a Bengals fan.
Yeah, sucks to suck.
It does. It does. But yeah, I mean, really like high scoring games, really close games. Well, actually, Dylan's wasn't as close, but yeah, Tim and Sharma, that was really, really close. I was watching that Steelers game. I was potting around in my room, just setting up some stuff, and it was exciting. It was down to the wire. So yeah,
Oh, I
Sharma.
feel like there was a bit of flex in Jerry Jeudy, eh?
There's always a look at his bench, bro. He doesn't have one.
Yeah, but surely there's someone on waivers.
Yeah, there is, but he doesn't. He didn't pick him up.
Right.
That's what I mean. Like, Tim, are you alive? I know you're
Yeah, Jerry
busy.
Jeudy's a question mark, eh?
I know, Tim. I know you're busy traveling around the world and shit. But like, okay, let's have a look and see which. Okay, of the guys who scored. So we need anyone with. Can we go last? Is that how that works now? 23.5. No, that's still
Need anyone with 10 plus
score.
points.
Here we go. Okay, flex players with 10 plus with 7 plus points. Okay, Colby Parkinson, probably not starting a second tight end. Jalen Coker, maybe. Okay, there's literally nobody that I probably would have. You know what? Colby Parkinson arguably was probably a player that maybe in a desperation situation you plug and play as a flex option.
I wouldn't start Colby Parkinson over Jerry Jeudy.
Well, I mean, yeah, your other options that actually scored points. Jalen Naylor, probably not going to plug and play him. Dawson Knox, no. Jawad Jordan's a backup. Jalen Coker, no. There's no one else on that list that you can look, that you would confidently look at the waivers and go, yes, I can plug and play this guy in a flex. Colby Parkinson is a maybe. I mean, he has scored, to be fair. He has now scored, I think, in 4 out of the last 6 weeks, has Colby Parkinson. So am I right in that? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's scored in 5 out of the last 6 weeks, Colby Parkinson. He's hit double-digit points, 2, 3, 4 out of the last 6 weeks. So, maybe that's about it, though. So, but I mean, at the same time, I picked up Michael Wilson off of waivers for literally nothing.
True. And that's the type of moves that win you fantasy championships.
Well, I had already clinched the 1 seed by then, so it didn't really matter. Oh no, I take it back.
I was choosing between the Cardinals receivers before you.
Yeah.
I remember because I was like, should I pick up this one or this one?
Yeah, you went and got Greg Dortch, and I was like, okay, I'll get Michael Wilson.
Whoa! Just the other way around.
What was it? Jason shared a picture with us. It was like your best top 50 receivers in the NFL right now. Number 1 is Michael Wilson without Marvin Harrison Jr. Number 2 is Jamar Chase. Number 3 is whoever. And then it's like number 48, Jalen Coker. Number 49, I don't know, Kyle, whatever his name is, Kyle Williams. Number 50, Michael Wilson with Marvin Harrison Jr. It's Jerry Rice reincarnate. He's on Michael Wilson is on an insane pace in his games without Marvin Harrison.
Go the Kiwis.
Like, actually insane. Oh yeah, Michael Wilson has Kiwi heritage. Go the Kiwis. His games without Marvin Harrison: 15 of 18 for 185, 10 of 15 for 118, 11 of 16 for 142 and 2, 5 of 11 for 54 and 1. And that last one was against the best defense in the NFL, against the Texans. It is insane what the Cardinals are doing for fantasy purposes. Yeah. So next week against Atlanta, I want Jonathan Gannon. You suck as a head coach. Sit Marvin Harrison. Make Marvin Harrison and Kyler Murray go be best buddies and play all the Call of Duty they want, but just sit him for the rest of the year and let Brissett just keep feeding Michael Wilson. Please, for the love of God. I hope Marv gets healthy. I hope his heel heals, and I hope he gets well for next season. But just sit the next couple of weeks out there, big dog. It's okay.
So who are you going to play in your flex next week?
Oh, okay. We're going to look ahead. Are we going to cover any of the other matchups, or do they not matter?
No, it's the playoffs.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Sorry, guys. You all know what happened. I'm sure you all followed your teams to some degree, and I'm sure you're all looking ahead to next year's keepers, I should say. So congratulations to everyone. I do actually want to just, I mentioned this in the group chat. I would if you're listening, I would really, really like to find something that incentivizes, people to keep being active and keep playing in these last few weeks, whether it's, a consolation prize for the winner of the consolation bracket, or a booby prize, a failure task for losing the league. So I am going to put my feelers out there, and I'm going to put my thinking cap on, and try
I
and come
think
up
we
with some
just get a
ideas.
trophy saying I suck at fantasy football, and then the wooden spoon gets that trophy.
Should it just be an actual wooden, like an engraved wooden spoon?
No, because you got to have a space to like put the names.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. We get a second losers trophy, and they have to go out to. Okay, we get a second losers trophy, and the loser has to go out to dinner on their own with that trophy sitting across the table from them.
I would do that even with the other trophy anyway.
Yeah, well, you would do it with the winners trophy. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Maybe we can do that. Like, when we pick a day after the season ends where the winner and the loser both go out with their respective trophies and have dinner on their own with their trophies, and they have to send a photo with
I
their
don't
meal
think we
and the
can
trophy to
enforce
the league.
that, but I'd like the idea of just
How
having like a I suck at fantasy
how
football
how how
space
how,
trophy.
how can we not enforce that?
Well, I don't know. You can't make someone go to dinner.
No, but I think if it's something you suggest and it's something that the league agrees upon, then we kind of become honor bound in between ourselves. It's a social agreement at that point. So, I would like to put that
A
idea forward.
gentleman's accord.
Yeah, I would like to officially put that idea forward as a punishment to the loser of next year's fantasy league. Right, the loser of the league goes to dinner with their losers trophy on their own. And but at a restaurant of your choice. Like, it doesn't have to be a fancy restaurant. You can go to fucking KFC if you want. But you have to go and get yourself a delicious meal, and maybe we take, maybe the fees cover the meal, so you don't have to pay for your own meal as well. To us, to a point. I
What?
don't
No,
know.
you just go to the most expensive restaurant then.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. No, you pay for your own meal like a real
Don't set a
man.
precedent, Sam.
Like a real man. Okay, but I'd like to put that idea forward next year. Okay, well, yeah, let's look at some lineups for next week then. I guess we'll start with mine, as you mentioned it. So week 16, NFL week 16. So yeah, I do have some issues. I have some injuries that I am managing at the moment. Christian Watson hurt his shoulder, which is a shame because he plays at Chicago, and I want Christian Watson. If he plays, he's going to score 2 touchdowns. And there's a chance that he plays on Saturday because he didn't sustain any major damage, which is really, really good news. We love that. Otherwise, I got some, it's whichever one of Michael Wilson or Marvin Harrison Jr., depending on if Marv plays or not. Is T. Higgins going to come back from concussion protocol? Have I lost Devin Neal, who was a pretty solid flex option for the last couple of weeks? Is Jacoby Myers going to struggle against that Denver defense? I got some really big questions next week.
Glad I'm not in your shoes.
Yeah, I mean, I've got some bad matchups as well. Kyron Williams at Seattle, pretty bad matchup. I have some good ones. Jalen Hurts at Washington, that's nice. Jonathan Taylor versus San Fran. Hopefully that's better with Phillip Rivers in that system for another week. I think Colston Loveland might score against Green Bay. Hopefully that's a shootout, that Green Bay-Chicago game. I picked up the Chiefs defense specifically for this week because they're at Tennessee, and that should be, wow, they're knocked out of playoff contention now, so I don't actually know if the Chiefs are going to be any good this week. It's hard to say.
Yeah, they'll still bring their A game.
But you'd hope that the defense does, so yeah.
I would play them over the Rams defense.
I'm definitely playing them over. I've held the Rams defense for week 17 because they play at Atlanta, and they'll be still playing for the number 1 seed. So, because I think we're what, 11-3. Yeah, we're 11-3. If we beat you, we go to 12-3. But I'm fairly certain we still need to win week 17 to have any chance of clinching the 1 seed. So, the Rams will be playing for their playoff lives in week 17, or their number 1 seed lives, I should say, in week 17. But yeah, I'm waiting.
If we win out, we get the 1 seed. Yes.
No, because if you beat, if you win out, if you, of course, because we're tied and we hold the tiebreakers, so yes, if you win out, you get the 1 seed. I think the Rams need to win 2 games to clinch it. We need to beat you and then win 1 more to clinch the 1 seed.
I'm so pumped for this Friday, eh?
Yeah, unfortunately,
I'm going to be working, but I'm following it at work, unfortunately.
yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm also working. I'll be driving, which is also unfortunate, but hopefully I'll be able to follow the later second half of the game.
Hopefully it's raining and I can just... No, I shouldn't say that.
Hey, maybe it's raining here and my work gets cancelled. We have a lot of shit weather in store for the rest of the week.
Come on.
No,
Let me stay over and watch the Rams Seahawks game.
No, I really need the money at the moment. I really need the money, so I do need to go to work. But I also really want to watch the Rams beat the Seahawks. It'd be really nice, and hopefully more convincingly than last time. But fuck it, a win's a win's a win.
I got some money on the game, eh?
Ooh, do ya, big boy?
Yeah.
Got money on the Seahawks winning?
I get $1,000 back if the Seahawks win the division.
Oh wow, that's a damn shame. How much was the bet?
$200.
Oh, it's a damn shame. You're gonna lose that $200, bud.
Because that money goodbye. I made that bet on the toilet. Is that an omen?
No, I mean, yeah, it's a shit bet.
Or flushing your money around the toilet.
Flush that money down the drain. But yeah, those are my kind of decisions for this week. Like, I'm not picking up anybody as a flex play. I don't think there's no Green Bay receiver. There's no like T Higgins replacement. I'm waiting on injury news, and I mean, maybe I go and put a waiver claim on Colby Parkinson, with Devontae Adams potentially injured, as a plug and play tight end over Loveland, or I have a question for you. I can probably drop Tyler Algier now, can't I?
Probably.
He's a handcuff, and Bijan stayed healthy all season. I'm only holding on to Tyler Algier in the circumstance that Bijan goes down.
That was my thinking last year, and I held on to him all year and never used him.
And that's it. I think I played him as a running back in 1 week when both Jonathan Taylor and Kyron Williams had buys. I subbed Algier in, but otherwise, I haven't played him all year. I am very mad that I did not pick up Blake Corum when I had the chance. That was a mistake on my part, because he's playing really well, and I would love to have... if I had Corum, I would start both Corum and Kyron this week, probably.
God damn that run defense.
Oh, bro, our run game is so good. I remember I was watching...
We need to stop that. That's mission number 1.
What Sunday night football game was it? The Rams played Sunday night football not that long ago. I think it was the Bucks game. I was watching it. All 5 of our starting offensive linemen are top 10 PFF linemen.
PFF's weird, but it's still quite good to say.
It's as good a metric as it's a good easy catch-all metric as any of the PFF rankings of how good players are. But yeah, all of the Rams linemen are in the top 10 per Pro Football Focus.
The thing with linemen and PFF is you don't know what the play is or what the assignment was for the lineman that's conducting the activity.
Yeah, I guess.
So even though you're giving that person a bad grade, maybe the other person didn't do their assignment and he was just helping that guy out, kind of thing.
Yeah. Give me a second. The camera's gonna go weird. I'm trying to find. Oh, that's right. There used to be a light on my camera, but I think that managed to burn out because I left it on for too long, unfortunately. So just because it's getting a bit dark on my end. Good enough. Right, let's move on to Mr. Sharma. Oh, hello. Okay.
The only thing I think Sharma does is
swap on CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud in.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at again, look at his opponent rankings. Well, actually, okay, CJ Stroud is now a middle of the pack, matchup. But Saquon Barkley, Washington 26, DK Metcalf at Detroit 31st against receivers, Devontae Smith, Washington 25th against receivers, George Kittle, the Colts 26th against tight ends. Dude has a potential to absolutely blow up this week, and I am very scared by that prospect. So I think that's like, I can have as good a week as I can. I need to get really lucky to make it through to the final at this rate.
And that's all fantasy football is, Sam.
Yeah.
Timing and luck.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, Sharma has spent $3 in free agency.
He never spends money, eh? He
Nope.
just keeps he never makes transactions. He just rides the tails.
He has not spent anything. I want to. Where's the transaction counter? League transaction counter. Sharma has made. What's the loss? That's the amount of losses. Oh, interesting. So he has made 0 trades, 8 acquisitions. He has picked up 8 players throughout the course of the season. That's it. That's him and Chris both picked up 8. Everybody else was double digits.
Wow.
They just, Sharma relied. They say you don't win it in the draft, but you do lose it in the draft. Sharma throws so much shade to that idea. He reckons he wins it in the draft. So, but yeah, I mean, to be fair, his drafted team: Saquon Barkley, DeAndre Swift. Swift at Green Bay is a tough matchup, so hopefully that gets shut. Hopefully they just throw it everywhere in that game and it becomes a shootout. Otherwise, yeah, I think he's going to score a lot of points. Maybe the Washington game becomes a blowout early and Saquon doesn't get any touchdowns and it's all passing touchdowns, and then they're up 3 scores in the third quarter and they take him off the field for the playoffs.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
That's all I got, man. I'm hoping for the best.
Even Swift against Green Bay with Parsons going down, it makes that defense a lot lighter.
Man, poor Packers fan. Poor Ryan. Ryan. Another poor fantasy season. And his Packers just lost Micah Parsons with a torn ACL. So probably for at this stage of the season, that's maybe 9 months. Like, you're pushing it to come back to start next season.
Yeah, true, rough. Actually. He might get back at the end of training camp, but he might be on IR for the first...
Yeah, for the first month or so. Maybe Sharma goes and gets another defense. Jaguars at Denver. I think that's a tough matchup. But otherwise, yeah, he's probably fine. Hey, maybe he swaps in Dallas Goedert for George Kittle. And then... I love how he has 3 Eagles on his team. Saquon, Devontae, and Dallas Goedert. I hope it's just... all AJ Brown. AJ Brown keep complaining, and I hope it's all AJ Brown touchdowns this week.
Rashid Shaheed is looking good.
Rashid Shaheed, what has Rashid Shaheed done for the Seahawks?
In the last 2 games, he's got 19 points and 14.5 points.
Those will mostly be return points, right?
Yeah, but he's the return guy, so he gets the points.
I guess, yeah, points are points are points. He's done fuck all as a receiver.
No, he got 74 yards last game.
Oh, did he? Oh, wow, he actually did something.
And then he got 67 in the week before.
Oh, he actually did something. It was the few games before that. So it was his first 4 games. Oh, well,
that's him just learning the playbook,
Yeah, Jacoby Myers was better than that, and he was just learning the playbook with Jacksonville. You do have JSN though, so also. Can we reflect on Duncan's season and the fact that he had both Jackson Smith-Njigba and Jahmyr Gibbs and missed the playoffs?
Yeah, at the start of the year, I thought he had the best team, and it just all turned south.
Timing and luck. I mean, he had some massive weeks. When those 2 went off together, he was unstoppable, but they didn't always go off together. So, unfortunate, Duncan. Let's go to Dylan. Let's have a look at... so, Dylan plays Michael, and Michael has been arguably the strongest team over the last month of the season, just racking up some huge numbers. Obviously, it's a different game now. I mean, Michael was the highest scoring player last week, but let's look at Dylan's team for this week. Couple of juicy matchups. One big injury question with Woody Marks. Big injury question there.
Yeah, he hasn't really got... yeah, he can put McCaffrey in there, but who do you play in the flex? I wouldn't play Ladd, even though against Dallas.
Ladd against Dallas.
Probably going to play.
The news on Woody Marks was that he could have come back in the game. Got his ankle tweaked a little bit there early in the game, but they opted to keep the rookie running back on the sideline to make sure he's good as we continue to go into the week. So maybe Woody Marks is okay. We'll be keeping an eye on his practice reps throughout the week, or at least Sharma will be keeping an eye on his practice reps throughout the week. Still had 9 points, got that weird fumble recovery touchdown. I didn't actually see the play. Did you see the Woody Marks touchdown?
No.
So I read on Reddit there was a bunch of people freaking out because what happened, what I understand, is that it was a shotgun. No, I think it was a snap. It went between CJ Stroud's legs and hit the ground, and then Woody Marks picked it up and ran it in. So technically, it's a fumble recovery, and a lot of platforms took a while to actually credit it as a touchdown, because some platforms' default settings, they don't credit fumble recovery touchdowns to offensive players.
Oh, what?
Yeah, which is pretty weird and pretty dumb. But yeah, they did in our league. Woody Marks got 9.5 last week, so he got credited for that touchdown. So he should be fine. I guess, if he's out, he does.
It was all part of the play, by the way. That's how they drew it up.
Oh yeah, just how we drew it up. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He does have the unenviable decision of which Giants running back to start between Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary.
I think you stay with Tracy.
Yeah, Tracy, I think, has been the guy. I mean, they've both scored. He was the guy last week, 15 for 70 and a touchdown, another touchdown through the air on 3 catches. I feel like Singletary scored well the previous week. Before the bye, he was 12 for 68 and 1, and then 3 for 34 through the air. So they've both had good weeks. But, yeah, I mean, maybe you could put Singletary in as your flex. Otherwise, I mean, it's tough, but you have to... I think if Marks is out, you have to put Ladd McConkey in the flex. I think it's against that Dallas defense. Like, even if JJ McCarthy can look good throwing the ball against Dallas, Ladd McConkey will get it done.
I agree.
But yeah, as far as his matchups go, I mean, Brock Bowers is not great this week, and the Raiders are, spoiler alert, not great. But he's had a couple big weeks.
The offense goes through him, so I would have him over Strange at Denver.
Oh, you're not sitting Bowers. I'm not, you're never sitting Bowers. You're a bit concerned about that game, what he's going to score, how the Raiders are going to do at Houston as well. Really tough defense. Like, are the Raiders going to do anything offensively in that game?
Yeah, well, anything they do goes through him anyway.
Yeah, you're right. Jalen Waddle's a bit of a risk as well, just because, I mean, he had how did he do today in the end? 2 for 26. Very up and down season, Jalen Waddle. Both Cincinnati and Miami have been eliminated. So you get into that point of the season where guys are playing purely for pride. So, that can go one or two ways.
And a second contract.
Yeah, well, potentially. I don't know what Waddle's contract situation is, but yeah, potentially another contract.
He's still I think he's in his last year, and they picked up his 5th year option.
No,
they paid him, eh?
No, he got extended already.
Yeah, he got extended.
He's been extended. Very savvy pickup by Dylan to grab the Lions defense playing Pittsburgh. I thought about getting them because they play Minnesota in week 17. So, I mean, hopefully the Lions can turn it around because they just scored -5 against the Rams. But the Pittsburgh Steelers are not the LA Rams when it comes to offense, and the Lions are at home. So they probably have a better shot of performing this week. Tough. And then we'll look at our last matchup, our last playoff team for the week. Mr. Jeffrey Upside himself went on a 5-game winning streak to end the season and got the second bye at 9-5. Michael Knutsford, very strong team. How do you feel, Kane, about the Chase Brown trade now?
Well, probably Knutsford won it, honestly.
I think Michael definitely won that trade. Yep, I think your season looks very different if you have Chase Brown.
True. I didn't like him without Burrow. I saw there was no change in that.
No, but I mean, all that I was hearing all year on Chase Brown was that the running back matchups got so juicy in the second half of the year, and they did.
I needed help then.
Yeah, it's fair enough. You did need help then, yeah. Oh, well. Sucks to suck.
Go get it, Michael.
Yeah. But, so one thing I didn't actually look at was the total projected for each team this week. Let's have a look at the total projected for each team. Let's go back very quickly, my team total projection 106.8. I have 4 players in double-digit projections. Sharma projected for 107.3 because he hasn't put CJ Stroud in the starting lineup yet. 107.3 with all of his positional players in double-digit projections. Dylan, let's have a look. See Dylan's current lineup projection of 110.1 with all of his positional players in double-digit projections, and then you have Mr. Michael Knutsford, who has a projection of
112.3
with all of his positional players in double-digit projections. As a top seed, I'm the underdog going into this week.
That's so funny.
Doesn't matter if you get there, it matters what happens if you are there. Oh, yeah, that's a shame. But yeah, he has some very healthy projections. James Cook against Cleveland. Cleveland have been destroyed against the run recently, so he should have a good game. Chase Brown against Miami, good matchup. George Pickens has been really interesting the last few weeks.
It's going to be coming down to his wide receivers.
Yes.
You want them both to hit.
They have to. Yeah, I mean, Jameson Williams has been up and down. He's been better, obviously, in the last few weeks since somehow, despite the fact that Jameson Williams sucked, he's had 2 goose eggs and 4 other games in single digits. He's wide receiver 8 on the season.
That's crazy, eh?
That's nuts. But yeah, obviously some massive games in the last few weeks. George Pickens is a fun one because since the news came out that potentially the Cowboys might franchise tag him, he has been playing like trash. I mean, I think you see the play, I think it was at Detroit last week, where he just gave up at the end of a route that could have probably been caught.
Did he?
Well, like he was fighting between defenders, but the ball landed not that far away from him, and he made 0 attempt to I think he saw it and just didn't attempt to readjust to it at all. So
I don't know if I like the franchise tag.
No, it sucks.
It's a weird mechanism that's it's allowed in the league for some reason.
Oh, that is very much a team friendly situation because they can just say, oh, we can't agree to a contract. Well, you can't leave because we're making you stay.
That's weird, eh?
It is. It's not great for the players. It's not great for the players, really. Yes, they get 1 year at a very high salary because it's it's the average of the top 10 salaries or something in that position. So it is a good salary, but it's not a long-term commitment. It's a 1-year deal. If they go and play that 1-year deal and then something happens, they get injured, then who knows what happens after that. So, Pickens was playing for a long contract, and now, it's I mean, he's been playing very uninterested the last couple of weeks. So,
and the chance of you getting injured is so high in the NFL as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, there have been some major injuries this year. I feel like a lot of the key running back in particular, I feel like running backs have fared pretty well this year, minus a couple, obviously. But a lot of your top guys, Gibbs, Barkley, Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, haven't missed a game. Touch wood.
Good for those guys.
Touch wood. But yeah, I think Michael's biggest question is his flex, really.
Would you have Aaron Jones, Brian Thomas, Bill Krotsky, Alec Pierce?
Keenan Allen against Dallas? Nah, you can't trust Keenan Allen. You can't trust Brian Thomas at Denver. You can't trust Bill at all because, he had a good game last week. Aaron Jones does have the workload and he has the matchup against the Giants. So I do think, even though he's not the most exciting, he's not a ceiling play, but I think Aaron Jones is a good floor play.
I think I would go with Alec Pierce,
With old granddaddy Rivers throwing in the ball, Alec Pierce is a deep threat.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, actually. I didn't think of that.
If Daniel Jones is still the quarterback, you start Alec Pierce, but Daniel Jones is not the quarterback anymore. So...
spicy matchups, eh?
Very. Yeah, it is. It's pretty
Sharma going for his 4th, Knutsford going for his 3rd, you going for his You're
Like
second, and
second.
Dylan going for his first.
Wow, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's we still got 2 weeks to go, so we still got this little week of the second week of playoffs kicks off on Friday. Rams at Seahawks. That's going to be a juicy NFL game. We have Saturday games this week as well, so Sunday in New Zealand, which are
Actually,
Green Bay at Chicago, and then Washington, and then Philadelphia at Washington are on Saturday US, Sunday our time here in New Zealand.
oh my God, like the weekend just gets better and better.
I know, and so those are some
I
big
have
games.
so much football to watch this this week.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. The games
Yeah.
the games matter so much. The playoff picture is rounding into shape in both obviously fantasy and real life football. And yeah, the games. I mean, like this round of games last weekend was bonkers. There were a couple of blowouts. I mean, there were 2 shutouts, which was wild, but then some absolutely stonking games on top of that.
For those who are interested for the college football as well, James Madison versus Oregon winner plays Texas Tech. Alabama versus Oklahoma, winner plays number 1 Indiana. Mendoza plays for Indiana, and he's regarded as the number 1 quarterback in the draft.
Yeah, well, he just got announced as a Heisman winner, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Fantasy Cast actually has next week's matchups on it already. Somehow, it's because I was going to say somehow Fantasy Cast has me at a 61% chance to win. It's because Sharma hasn't adjusted his lineup yet.
Tulane and Ole Miss, winner plays Georgia, and Miami, Texas A&M, winner plays Ohio State. Oh man, so much good football on this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of good football. So if you're around to watch it, it's going to be a good time. Sunday's going to be a big day. I've got quite a few players in that Sunday slate. In fact, Sharma and I both have quite a few players in that Sunday slate. So
do you have Sunday off?
I do at this stage have Sunday off. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, can't remember if I have any plans. I don't think I have any plans. I think my plan's going to be watching football.
Fuck yeah.
Why do I have?
Beam me in, Scotty.
It says that I have 2, or is it Sharma that has 2 players in that game? No, Packers Bears. Who's my second Packers and or Bears player? Oh, Colson Loveland, of course. Yeah, I have Colson Loveland at tight end currently. Yeah, so that's our matchups. That's our fantasy semifinals going forward. Do we want to look at the waiver wire at all? Do we want to think about keepers at all, or?
Nah, we can save that for an end of the year review or something.
Yeah, I guess the keepers in particular we can save for an end of year review. Yeah, but yeah, the NFL in general this season is bonkers. Rams were the first team to clinch a playoff spot this year. Go LA, go Rams.
Still might not have the number 1 seed though.
Doesn't matter. That's not what I'm talking about. We're the first team to clinch a playoff berth. I'm allowed to be happy with that. Denver.
I got so much smug when we beat you on Friday.
Oh. Where? Okay, what happened last time?
Yeah, well, we're at home this time, so it's not going to happen.
And I was going to say Sam Darnold and the Rams. Sam Darnold played the Rams in the playoffs in LA last year. We're still going to pick off Sam Darnold like 3 times.
I hope not.
The fact that that's a very real possibility.
Dude, the running game looks so bad at the moment, but the defense looks incredible, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, your running game against the strongest running defense in the league, by the way. We just shut down the hell out of Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Good luck to fucking Kenbone Walker and Zach Sharps.
We have an amazing front line, though. Like, low-key, very, very good defensive front for the Seahawks.
I do think our coaches will make the necessary adjustments to come out with a really good game plan and dominate in the trenches and put pressure on Sam Darnold because that's what we need to do. We need to get you in behind the sticks situations, put pressure on the quarterback, and make plays when it counts.
I'm so good you have the retro Rams jersey. You should look to update, mate.
Oh yeah. This is an old St. Louis Rams jersey actually.
Yeah, what player would you get if you bought a Rams jersey today?
I would want a Puka, a Kyron, and a Stafford jersey, obviously.
Puka.
Yeah. Oh my God. I read someone called him Puka Doncic. How good. I already have an Aaron Donald jersey. I have an old Todd Gurley jersey. But yeah, Stafford definitely. Kyron definitely. Well, Kyron, yeah, I think Well, if I win the league, then I would get a Kyron jersey. If I win fantasy this year, I would get a Kyron jersey. Puka, 100%.
That's a good investment.
Potentially, I would like a Nate Landman jersey as well, because Nate Landman is an absolute boss. Bro, dude came over on a 1-year contract, and they signed him to 3-year, 30 mil mid-season. That's how good he's been for this team.
Oh, look at him go. Just fits the system.
Absolute legend, man.
What a last name.
Nate Landman, the Land Shark, has come in and has just dominated at that middle linebacker position. And he's locked up for 3 years now. So, bloody great news.
Where did he come from?
Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, spent his rookie contract in Atlanta, signed a 1-year free agent deal with the Rams this year. Absolutely balled out.
Just needed a change of scenery sometimes, eh?
I mean, I think he was pretty good with Atlanta, but, no one wanted to pick up on him. And so Chris Schuler was like, I'll have you. Thank you very much.
I'll have you.
Yep, I am worried that Chris Schuler gets poached as a head coach this offseason, though, because he's been very good as our DC. Some people have given him stick every now and then, but defense stepped up big time in the second half against the Lions, so...
McVay's no stranger to coordinators leaving for head coaching positions.
No, he is not. No. The Sean McVay tree has many, many branches and extends over a wide area. So yeah, he's I mean, like, players just love playing for LA. Like, that's what I've heard, is that like players from outside come to LA and they're like, it's fun. It's fun playing football there. It's fun playing for Sean. It's fun playing with those guys. Like Stafford might. He was talking about maybe retiring. He might play another year still. Might play another 2. He's only 37.
Yeah, well, which means you're going to have to draft a quarterback at some stage.
Oh yeah. No, we have Atlanta's first round. I'm so disappointed in the Buccaneers, because they had an opportunity to lock up, almost lock up the NFC South, and B, give us a better draft pick, and they lost to the Falcons and Kyle Pitts.
Where?
But in saying that, on the flip side, Carolina, they lost to the Saints.
They're such a weird team because who did they beat? That was like crazy.
They beat the Rams.
They beat the Rams and then they lose to the Saints.
The Falcons beat the Bills. Who else? Yeah, the Panthers did beat someone else really good. Who was it? Did the Panthers also beat the Bills? I'm gonna look that up right now. Carolina.
Look that up, Scotty.
I will look that up. Thank you. Lost to the. So they beat the Rams, and then had the bye week, and then lost to the Saints. But they also Seymour. There you go. Show me. Let's see. Start the season. No, never mind. The Panthers got waxed by the Bills, 40-9. Where's September?
They beat Green Bay as well.
Preseason. Okay, so lost to the Jags, lost to the Cardinals. They beat the Falcons 30-0. Oh, yeah, they beat the Packers. That was the other big game that they won. They've beaten the Packers, they've beat the Rams, and then they lose to the Saints twice in the same season.
Dude, Bryce Young's not it. They need to pivot.
He can't
straight away.
Well, yeah, exactly. With like the NFC South in your hands, like you win that game, you take control of the division, you are on the road to a playoff spot against one of the weaker teams in the league, and nope.
This is why drafting's so important, eh? Like, they gave up a fortune to go get Bryce Young, and he's now a bust. Imagine if they had CJ Stroud. They'd be in such a better position right now.
Well, would they be?
I think so, man. Like,
would Bryce Young have been better at the Texans?
No, that's what I'm saying. He's the problem.
Well,
if the Panthers had CJ Stroud, I reckon that'd be a really good team.
I don't know. I reckon development is just as important as drafting. You look at, Puka Nacua was a 5th round pick, and a lot of teams overlooked him because of his injury history and his.
Yeah, I'm not. You always get those gems, but they're very few and far to come between. Like, especially at quarterback.
But like, that doesn't matter if you're a 1st rounder or a 5th rounder. You still have to. If you go to the wrong team. Look at every 1st round pick that the Raiders. I mean, a few of those have been like the Raiders and the Browns and whatnot. Like, good talent. Trevor Lawrence, amazing talent. Still hasn't slowly started developing with Liam Cohen, but like development is just as important as drafting. Coaching and development and team environment is just as important as drafting.
True, but talent, you got to have talent.
You do have to have talent, but Bryce Young did have talent at college. There's a reason he was considered one of the best quarterbacks in that draft.
All I'm saying is, I think the Panthers would be a good team if they had CJ.
Arguably, well, yeah, based on CJ Stroud's career trajectory. But then, even then, CJ Stroud wasn't that good last year.
Bryce Young, I just know Bryce Young, not it.
All right, well, yeah, he's shown flashes of being it, but he has not consistently been it, which has been a bit of a problem for him, really. So, any other notes on the league you want to share?
No, I wish everyone good luck in the finals. Maybe not Sharma because then he'll be on the same amount of championships than me. But for the rest of you, go hard.
You don't want to have a shared GOAT again?
No.
You don't want to share your GOAT title?
No, I look forward to being the GOAT for a long time.
That's big words from a man who's 6'8" on the outside looking in.
Hey mate, you need another 3 years after this to get close to me.
No, hang on. If I win this one, then I have 2, and then I could win 2 more.
Yeah, and then 3 to be ahead of me.
Catching up with you is a good start. All right, that will do it for this episode of the East Auckland Fantasy League podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're still listening, drop an eggplant in the comments below. Have a great rest of your week. Safe journeys. Enjoy your December wherever you are. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, I hope you're having a great summer. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, I hope you're getting some great turns in the snow if you are so inclined to go and get great turns in the snow. We'll be back next week. Got some exciting football coming up this weekend. It's going to be great. Cheers, team.
Go Hawks.
Go Rams.